Once upon a time, in a peaceful and picturesque village, there lived a humble farmer who owned a donkey. This donkey had once been a hard-working companion, diligently assisting the farmer with various tasks. However, as the years passed, the donkey grew old and weak, no longer able to perform his duties as he once had. Seeing this, the farmer decided to let him live out the rest of his days, grazing freely in the open fields, enjoying a life of leisure. One bright and sunny afternoon, as the donkey wandered across the pasture, nibbling on fresh grass, he accidentally stumbled and fell into a deep, narrow well. Panic set in as he realized he was trapped, unable to climb out. Overcome with fear and desperation, the poor donkey began to bray loudly, hoping someone would hear his cries for help. Nearly an hour later, a passerby, who was also the farmer's neighbor, happened to be walking nearby when he heard the donkey's desperate cries. Curious and concerned, he followed the sound and was startled to find the donkey at the bottom of the well. Without wasting a moment, he rushed to the village to inform the farmer about the predicament. Upon hearing the news, the farmer quickly gathered some of his neighbors and led them to the well. When they arrived, they found the donkey looking pitiful, his eyes filled with tears as he pleaded for rescue. The group immediately tried to devise ways to lift the donkey out, but despite their best efforts, none of their attempts were successful. As time passed and exhaustion set in, the farmer was overwhelmed by a mix of despair and practicality. He came to the heartbreaking conclusion that the donkey was too old and that saving him might be impossible. With a heavy heart, he made a difficult decision. He instructed his neighbors to fill the well with dirt, intending to put the donkey to rest in the most humane way possible. Reluctantly, the neighbors picked up their shovels and began throwing dirt into the well. As the dirt started to cover him, the donkey felt even more hopeless. Realizing what was happening, he cried out in anguish. However, as more dirt rained down upon him, something remarkable happened. A spark of resilience ignited within him. Instead of succumbing to despair, he decided to take action. With each shovelful of dirt that landed on his back, the donkey shook it off and stepped onto the accumulating soil beneath him. Slowly and steadily, he continued this process, using the very dirt meant to bury him as a means to elevate himself higher. The villagers continued to throw dirt into the well, unaware of what the donkey was doing. After a while, the donkey's cries ceased, leaving the onlookers puzzled. The farmer, curious about the sudden silence, peered into the well. To his astonishment, he saw the donkey standing on top of the mound of soil that had built up beneath him. With one final effort, the donkey gracefully leaped out of the well, landing safely on solid ground. The villagers gasped in amazement as they watched the donkey trot away into the fields, his spirit unbroken. In that moment, a profound realization washed over the farmer. He had underestimated the strength and resilience of his old companion. The donkey had not only survived, but had also taught them all an invaluable lesson about perseverance, self-worth, and determination. With a newfound sense of freedom and survival, the donkey never looked back. He embraced this second chance at life, knowing that he had overcome what seemed like an impossible situation by refusing to give up. Moral of the story. This story teaches us that tough times can either hold us back or help us grow, depending on how we react. Just like the donkey, we may face situations where problems and difficulties seem overwhelming, but instead of letting them defeat us, we can use them as stepping stones to rise above our challenges. The donkey's resilience reminds us of the importance of perseverance. Instead of sitting idly and waiting for someone to rescue him, he took matters into his own hands and found a way out. This teaches us that sometimes we must rely on ourselves and keep pushing forward, even when things seem hopeless. Another important lesson is about self-worth. The farmer had dismissed the donkey as old and useless, but the donkey proved that he was still strong and capable. This reminds us not to let others define our value. Even when people doubt us, we must believe in ourselves and continue striving toward success. Lastly, this story encourages us to stay positive and strong when facing difficulties. Even if others lose faith in us or our problems appear insurmountable, we can always find a way to rise above them. By staying determined and viewing obstacles as opportunities, we can overcome challenges and achieve greatness in life. No matter what life throws our way, we must remember to shake off the dirt, step up, and keep moving forward.